The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free. What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Yes, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Red Pill Hardcore TV show. I am your host V, and today we're going to go a little bit outside of the box, I guess you could say. This is something that has been really weighing down on me, especially as far as Agenda 2130, I guess it's updated now, is concerned, and this is not being talked about a lot. I mean, I hear people joke around about this issue as if it were not a big deal, but it really is a big deal. What am I talking about? I'm talking about organ harvesting. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Mitchell Nicholas Gerber. How are you doing, my man?
Good, V. How you doing? Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone's well.
Activism. You know, there's no rest for the wicked, and there's no rest for the people that fight the wicked.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, tell my audience about yourself.
Well, guys, my name is Mitchell, aka Lionheart, because my heart has always been supporting the good and exposing evil in this world. And in 2001, I came across an issue that we so politely allowed me to come on and share with you about the forced organ harvesting in communist China, where the Chinese Communist Party, the official title given to that demonic, monstrous regime that has controlled China for the last 50 plus years, decimated traditional Chinese culture and values, killed purposely over 60 to 80 million Chinese people, and now, for the last 18 plus years, continuing to this day, are forcefully sending 4 different types of groups of people to state-mandated hospitals: the Tibetan Buddhists, the House Christians, the Uyghur Muslims, and the largest group, a spiritual mind and body practice called the Falun Gong. These 4 types of groups of people have been sent, hundreds and thousands, to state-mandated hospitals all over China, at least 800 hospitals, and death camps, labor camps. Their organs then removed, cut out of the body while alive. The organs then sold for massive amounts of profits, and the bodies then burned in the boiler rooms of the hospitals to conceal the evidence, as well as being sold to the body world exhibitions that are touring around the world. So yeah, guys, this is a new form of evil. It's crazy, it's insane, but it is happening.
What's the Falun Gong?
The Falun Gong is a spiritual movement. It originated in China in 1992. Really, really powerful for the body, really good for the health, the longevity, the spiritual vitality. It relieves anxiety, very similar to Chinese yoga, Tai Chi. But however, with Falun Gong, this outnumbered the number of people in the communist regime by 30 million people. Not only that, the ideology of Falun Gong is more the truthful, compassionate, and tolerant nature, freedom and independence, organicness, relaxation. Nothing wrong with that, right? Especially freedom of thought, independent liberty, independent critical thinking, consideration of others. But this ideology is in clash with the totalitarian regime of China that believes in demonicness, deception, barbarism, censorship, killing, control, and that was the second reason why Falun Gong was outlawed. And the reason why Falun Gong particularly was banned and persecuted is because the China's communist regime targeted them for their organs, because when you practice these 5 exercises of slow-moving energy and movement, Falun Gong exercises, you purify your body, you open up all the energy channels, the blood circulates even better, you feel more healthier, and the organs become more rejuvenated. So this practice, this became the life force of China, where 1 out of every 12 Chinese national citizens were practicing the Falun Gong exercises and meditation by 1998. Very high-ranking officials, professors, military generals, high-ranking communist officials were all practicing by that time. By 1999, it was completely outlawed. And then they were sent off to death camps and hospitals, and the organs removed and sold, the healthiest organs in the world illegally without consent, forcefully removed.
Who is actually doing the forcing of this? I mean, you mentioned they're, shipped off to these hospitals. Do you know who's making these policies? I mean, the elitists always have something to do with manipulating our mind and body. In this case, I mean, I know about the adrenochrome and the elitists, doing child sacrifices, terrorizing little children to get that adrenaline out of their system and making drugs out of it, and that's their fountain of youth and this sort of thing. Is this sort of that same mindset that's related? I mean, who's doing this?
Exactly, 100%. I couldn't have said it better. Actually, I'm leaving for London in 2 weeks' time to sit at the ITMJ, the International Tribunal of Natural Justice, that exposes the forced child trafficking, child rituals, child sacrifice, child abuse that the elites are peddling all over the world. As you say, they use the blood for the children as a fountain of youth, and to adrenalize their systems. Very evil, very twisted, very demonic. So I'm going to be doing a hearing. They've invited me to do a 2-hour hearing in front of Bishop of Jerusalem and world dignitaries and world leaders in London and Westminster to share about this new form of evil that hasn't occurred on such an unprecedented scope, scale, and magnitude. Now, we've heard about organ harvesting. It goes on in Southeast Asia. I've been traveling in Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, even Bali for a year now. Also in Africa, in India, but nothing compared to the scope, scale, and magnitude, unprecedented in nature, that is going on in communist China. To take a whole large group of people to persecute at least 100 million people, Falun Gong practitioners, not to mention house Christians, Tibetan Buddhists, Uyghur Muslims, and to send them to these fake mandated hospitals under communist control, in cattle cars, using the entire military apparatus, the secret police, the state-mandated hospitals of communist China, 1/4 of China's gross domestic profit for the last 18 plus years, to eradicate this group of people, particularly the Falun Gong, for their organs. Because obviously, like I said before, when you practice the Falun Gong exercises, your body becomes incredibly healthy. And it's free of charge. These exercises, within a couple of 3 or 4 months, your body, all the illnesses, diseases, ailments are all gone. That's why it became the life force of China. That's why so many people started to practice in China. And the Chinese Communist Party, a demonstrous evil regime that basically conquered in order to kill. Many regimes, many empires in life, in history, killed in order to conquer. The communist regime, China's Communist Party, conquered in order to kill. They control most of the known dictatorships in this world. They've infiltrated the United States. They've infiltrated Europe. They have this terrible censorship campaign. Apple, Google have sold the rights, the iCloud phone codes to communist China. They have created an entire censorship campaign. So they have the largest military, they have the largest superpower economy. Yet this kind of evil needs to be exposed. And to take a large group of your citizens, to destroy them, bankrupt them, and use them as raw materials is truly evil. And there has also been organ donors in America. People think, well, this is going on in America. Yes, true. Euthanasia in the prison systems, especially with African Americans. It's been a terrible genocide with Planned Parenthood using baby parts and baby organs and selling them to medical associations and biotech firms. However, in China, the Chinese Communist Party is by far the worst regime in history. I mean, no other regime in history has caused so much destruction and decay, and degeneration, and murder than this regime within 50 years. So I'm just glad to expose this for you and to you.
Well, you actually answered a lot of my questions right there. But you talk about the infiltration aspect of it, and it can't just be something that people should just look over and say, you know, everyone's talking about infiltration this, infiltration that, but it wouldn't be very hard to push such an agenda, such a corrupt political agenda, especially when you have in the West Big Pharma, you know, Middle Eastern medicine kicks the crap out of Big Pharma. So you think that this is being supported majorly in the West?
Absolutely. The Vatican, actually, a couple of days ago, there was a report written by the Epoch Times International, a newspaper out of New York City, that the Vatican has covered up the crimes of the communist regime and is actually supporting the communist so-called reform in China. That organ harvesting is not taking place, the one-child policy killing millions of innocent Chinese girls in China is not taking place. And shame on the Vatican, and we all know about the Pope. He's a communist Pope, basically, supporting pedophilia, supporting the organ transplants in China, supporting the communist regime. So, Big Pharma. And also, to add to that, there's only 3 countries in the world that have actually banned organ transplants. I mean, think about that. 3 countries out of how many countries? 114, 200, 300 countries? I'm not sure how many countries there are in the world. Only 3. Taiwan, and obviously Taiwan, a small little courageous island that China wants, the communist regime wants to just always gobble up, has stood up to this monstrosity, this demonic specter of the communist regime in China. We have the Spaniards, the conquistadors, and I know their history hasn't been so good, but at least the Spanish in Spain, the Spanish Parliament, have also rallied against the forced organ harvesting and banned transplants. And the third one, which a lot of people have been confused about, is Israel. Actually, Israel has been the first one to ban organ transplants. Jacob Levy, who was the president of the Transplantation Society in Israel, rallied support behind him with the Knesset, the Jewish parliament, and the Israeli government, to literally ban any of the citizens from going to China to get organs. Now, that is in contradiction to people thinking, well, this is, I see, whenever I do videos like this, I see people say, well, look at Israel. Israel's been doing a lot. No, that's not true. There have been rabbis that have been caught in Staten Island a couple of years ago harvesting organs. And I know ISIS, ISIS in the Sinai Desert, with all the refugees that are coming from Syria, from Ethiopia, from other places like that, they capture them and they burn them alive and they take the organs. And in Libya as well, there's a big slave trade going on right now as well, in organ harvesting. But Israel banned organ harvesting, put it into law before anybody, even before Taiwan. So the infiltration of the big pharma and the medical associations, getting an organ feed in everybody on a specified date, literally just taking a lobster out of a tank, cutting it up, taking the organs, the corneas, the heart, the liver, and selling it as fresh organs. And if that doesn't work, then just taking another one. So 2 or 3 people at a time, just taking the organs within a specified week, a specified date, a specified amount of time. This is unheard of, but it's happening. And that's why it's a new form of evil. Because in the West, you are awaiting this can wait up to 5 years, can wait up to 7 years. But now, with the Falun Gong being the healthiest, and the house Christians being the healthiest, and the Tibetans being there as well for their meditation, and the Uyghur Muslims in northeastern China being healthy as well, they're just getting a plethora of organ donations, forcefully, not even donations, but forcefully. At least in the West, you have a consent basis. But in China, the Chinese people don't believe that the body should have anything taken out, just like the Rasta. That's why Bob Marley died as well, because he didn't feel that a surgery or a decapitation of any of the body should feel intact. I realized that with the Rasta in Jamaica, and I also realized that with Chinese people, that the traditions is that the body should be intact when leaving the world. So the communist regime has violated Chinese culture like this by killing hundreds and thousands of innocent Chinese people, Falun Gong practitioners, for their organs.
I want to touch on this Israel thing. Uncovering psychological operations, what I do. I think them banning organ harvesting, it's just a way to shield themselves, because, I mean, not only is the Goyim dirty to these Israelites, but they're doing systematic annihilation of all the Arab countries around them. And when you have warfare, you've got Syria being bombed, and anyone else around them being bombed, you have all these children who are homeless now, because it's not just warfare against, militants. It's not army versus army. These people are blanketing destruction across, these countries, along with the United States, and is creating the surge of refugees and da-da-da-da-da. I can guarantee you they're getting these organs, but they have to put that law into place to show that they're not profiting from these children that are being made homeless, being made desolate. So I don't know, what do you think about that?
Yes, I agree in terms of, Zionism. Zionism is really, because I come from a Jewish family, I totally agree with you. The Zionistic Israeli government is very, it's endangered Judaism. It's made a mockery, unfortunately, because they have infiltrated as well and caused a lot of problems around the world. And as a Jewish person myself, I don't like the Zionist movement. It's really caused a lot of problems and angered a lot of people and harmed a lot of people. You're right. There are a group of Jewish people who are different to the Zionist movement that you're saying. The Zionist radical movement that's caused harm, from what I've understood. There are certain individuals that will get their due in court. They need to for the crimes they committed, and deviated from what happened in the Holocaust and what happened to their ancestors, etc., etc. But in terms of the organ harvesting, there are certain Jewish people who lost their lives in the Holocaust that luckily have come to the aid of the Falun Gong and the Tibetans and the Uyghur Muslims by banning organ transplants. But Taiwan and Spain, these are the only 2 countries that have literally stopped the organ harvesting. But that's only 3 countries out of how many countries, and even the United States, even Canada, these people are good people. When you bring up this organ harvesting, people get very heavy. people don't like to talk about it. People think, well, it's hard to believe. I'm going to do the press conference in London with the former Secretary of State of the Canadian Parliament, David Kilgour, and a human rights lawyer for 35 years, David Mattis. And these two gentlemen confirmed the allegations of forced organ harvesting in China. Between 2001 and 2006, 40 to 60,000 cases of organ harvesting, and now in 2016, continuing to 2018, hundreds of thousands of Falun Gong practitioners killed for their organs, as well as other groups. And they've told me, they've gone to 40, 50 different countries, traveled to the United Nations. They just turn their backs. They say nothing. But the United Nations is controlled by China. A lot of the human rights groups, media, mainstream media, are controlled by China. The infiltration of America has been done by communist China. And so it's very difficult to get the word out. But like I say, that's why I'm grateful to be on your show, so I can share more about this.
Well, when we're in trillions of dollars in debt to China, it's easy for them to have a lot of influence in American politics and how things work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And so, now when you say only 3 countries have outlawed this, I mean, are you talking about the outlawing of harvesting organs altogether, or just the fact that it's done illegally?
Harvesting completely. All the tourism completely. Yeah. Also knowing about.
Because in America, I mean, you can have on your driver's license. When you go get an ID or a driver's license in America, there's a form you fill out. It asks you, would you like to be a organ donor? And, I would really love to check the stats on these people who die of some mysterious circumstances that check yes. I know better than tell someone, yes, upon my death, you can harvest my organs, because that just makes you a target. Sorry, I know some people disagree with me on that, but that's exactly what it does.
Yes, the only thing is, in the difference between America and China is that there is consent, and yet when you are forcefully, when your family is forcefully infiltrated by the communist regime. You see, under communism and under the Communist Party, there's never been such a tyranny on people. You still in America. I was living in America for 20 years. I'm an American citizen, thank goodness. But I can still see the difference, that you still have the freedom of speech, you have the freedom of consent, you still have the Second Amendment, which is very good, because it protects the rights of your free speech and, your home and home invasion. But in China, you have no freedom of speech, freedom of religion, there's no Second Amendment. All your bank accounts are monitored. You are told, you are mandated how much money you even are taken out of your account. Your passports are monitored, everything. Everything. Of course, they can shut you down in America, of course, if they want to. They have control. But there has never been such a regime. And there's a great documentary and publication for those who are avid in reading called The 9 Commentaries on the Communist Party. 9commentaries.com, that sheds light about how evil communism is, and how that is a complete totalitarian control. And you've seen social Marxism infiltrated into the West with this political correctness, with this mandating of forced vaccinations, with the taking away the guns, with dividing the families, with dividing the races, dividing the genders. It's all a way to control, destroy the free speech and the constitutional rights of a free country like America, and enslave the people under communist takeover. The Rockefellers wanted to do it. Hell, Rockefeller, before he died, had 7 heart transplants. Where do you think they all came from? Mao Zedong was aided and abetted by the Rockefellers. George Soros, the globalists. They want nothing more to see America collapse into this communist system of control. Play-by-play book out of the Communist Manifesto of China. And so...
Well, I'm glad you. I gotta interrupt you, but I'm glad you brought that up because that was going to be my next point. Because there's that divide. People understand the government is not here for you. The government is here to control and take advantage of you because you've given them that power. You've given psychopaths responsibility, and that just turns into corruption. Okay, these people, yeah, there's no, Jorge standing in the corner trying to sell some oranges is not going to be able to afford a heart transplant or any kind of transplant. Who's getting these transplants? Well, the rich elite. Even if you're middle class, they put you on a waiting list and make you, be accountable for that 50 grand. They want to watch you, make sure you get those funds. And that is a whole other psyop in itself. What are you willing to do to get that 50,000? So, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right. In the middle class were targeted in China. More than upper 30% or 40% of upper middle class society were practicing the Falun Gong exercises at that time. When you have 1 out of every 12 Chinese citizens by 1998 practicing these spiritual movements, these healthy exercises, namely Falun Gong exercises, 100 million people, and the communist dictatorship and the president of China at that time, his name is Jiang Zemin, the evil head of the communist regime, launching a final solution campaign, creating a Gestapo, a Chinese Gestapo, namely the 610 office, which was created on June 10, 1999, that sits right on top of the government system. There's the government system, and you have the social, political, and economic structures, and you have the party system, which is the communist regime, controlling all of this. So when you have the 610 office specifically created and mandated to destroy Falun Gong, to wipe out Falun Gong within 3 months, take away their marriage licenses, take away their children, take away their graduation certificates, use them for raw materials, confiscate anything and everything that they have, just like what happened in Holocaust, just like what happened in Rwanda in terms of the Tutsis, in Armenian genocide, in Pinochet, in many genocides in history, even in America with the African Americans and the Native Americans. You have this office that is still in circulation, and the machinery of it is still commencing today, after 18 years, to pinpoint any Falun Gong practitioner, Tibetan, Uyghur Muslim, house Christian, send them to death camps, kill them, take out the organs, sell the organs to the medical associations around the world. Because like I said, there's only 3 countries that ban organ tourism completely from China. The rest haven't. Medical associations around the world. Now you have the Vatican covering up. God knows what they're getting from the communist regime. You have the transplantation societies around the world also giving in and saying, no, they banned transplants. There's nothing like this going on in China. Just like the one-child policy, nothing going on anymore. We're not killing innocent girls, but yet they're killing millions of innocent girls. They're killing hundreds of thousands of Falun Gong practitioners, even more so around the world. More so evidence is coming out around the world saying that they are. And they're selling it to the biotech firms and multinational corporations that are using it, that they use the fetuses in the vaccinations. I mean, this has been all public. This has been coming out. Rich, wealthy donors around the world, rich Chinese nationals. So the organs are on large supply, as well as the body exhibitions. I'm not sure you've heard about the body worlds, but this German fellow, he made a deal with one of the perpetrators of persecution of Falun Gong, named Bo Xilai, who was the mayor of one of the cities in China, whose wife was residing over the management of seeing Falun Gong practitioners being ripped apart, plasticized, and sent to these body exhibitions to be put on display, which we have protested. So it's a very sick world, man. It's a very sick, twisted world, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, I'm glad I can share with you the more the links, and I ask people to go to the links. I ask people to read the books by David Kilgore and David Mattis. Go to their website, read the PDFs, read Ethan Gutman, who is an investigative reporter and a nominee of the Nobel Peace Prize in 2018. His book, The Slaughter. The evidence is all out there. It just takes time to read it and an initiative to read.
With that said, we have to go to a commercial break. But first, please enjoy these new segments in the TV show, and then we'll be back.
What's up, Red Pill? This is Dan Chrisman from 718radio.com. I'm a little hungover. I got a little banged up from my show last night, and I was asked to come on here and give a little bit of a rant. And it's like, well, what is it? What is it? Well, I don't know what it is. All I know is I live in New York City. And New York City is the belly of the beast. We get it. We get that it's the belly of the beast. But the beasts live in the belly of the beast. And that was the most beautiful thing about it. But those days are gone. Those days are long gone. We don't even have gangsters here anymore. The only gangster that we really have left is Mayor de Blasio. Lobbyists have seen a 25% increase in the last 4 years since he's been elected, or 4.5 or whatever it is, a 25% increase. He led this big scandal to get rid of the horses in New York City. Well, he didn't want to get rid of the horses. He wanted his fellow lobbyists to get the luxury condos. Oh, what's so remarkable about this? Well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? And then you go to court because you got arrested over some total BS, right? And you go there and they sit there and they tell you, oh, Mayor de Blasio is doing such a great job. Oh, he's wonderful, and he's shutting down Rikers. He's shutting down Rikers to put a prison in every single neighborhood. It's an absolute disaster. So Hurricane Sandy, I mean, people have kids running around that were born after Hurricane Sandy. Hurricane Sandy happened like a lifetime ago, as far as I'm concerned. And the L train that goes to Williamsburg and Bushwick and like the cultural artery of the city now, they're shutting it down. 300,000 people a day that ride it. They're shutting it down. They're putting them on buses. 300,000 people on a train that's packed. No one's going to be able to drive. City's going to be a disaster. And for 6 years, they haven't done anything. Oh, but I'm a progressive. I'm the king of progressivism. New York is the capital of the world, and they got to pin New York down. And when they do, it's over. And you know how they're going to get us? They're going to get us on two fronts. Two. One, cars. You're not going to be able to drive anymore. No, it's going to be impossible. They're going to clog up all the bridges with buses. You can't get over the bridge unless you have 3 people in your car anyway, or you pay $100 full toll. We should call them fulls now. You know, that's what we should call it, a full, not a toll. It's a full. But the bottom line is what they're trying to do is they're trying to eliminate our ability to get around. Because once they eliminate our ability to get around, that's when they really get us. So, you know, it's going to be automated cars. It's going to be buses. They're going to lock all of the capital of the world down. Lock it down. Probably going to get so bad it might not even be the capital of the world anymore. It's going to get that bad. Going next to get onto the subway, you have a Metro card. Do I have one on pop? Yeah, I have one right here. I have a Metro card right here. You swipe one of these things. You go, whew. You know, the question is, well, why can't I use my credit card? Oh, well, why can't I just scan my cell phone? Oh, that's a good idea. What happens when your cell phone dies? Oh, wait, 2025, they're going to have the iris scanner just to get on the subway. And you people, you techies run around like this is good. This is going to be wonderful. How convenient. Oh, don't worry. Your cell phone will be charged because it's going to be your lifeline. So what they're going to do is they're going to wire your cell phone into your heart. You'll see. So Mr. Progressive Mayor de Blasio is behind the ramroding, the AI agenda that's going to lock us all into slavery. Ugh. His Bill de Blasio, his real name is Warren Wilhelm Jr. The guy's a and I look forward to working with the Red Pill. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm B from the Red Pill Hardcore TV show, and I'm here to deliver a message to you. I am standing up, and I think you guys should stand up too. What are we standing up for? Clean air. The New World governments have been spraying aluminum, strontium, barium, all kinds of nanoparticulates, salts, heavy metals, and we are losing our environment. We have trees with aluminum toxicity. Our wildlife is disappearing, one species at a time. We have weather warfare weaponry. If there is anything such as global warming, well, we have ionospheric heaters that's dramatically bombarding our atmosphere. All this damage can be done to the environment by these nanoparticulates being sprayed into the atmosphere. We know that it's causing respiratory issues. We know that it's causing autism. We know that it's causing Morgellons, the transhumanistic disease. What else is it doing? I think it may just be altering our minds. Watch my movie, and then you decide.
I was rudely awoken by all this group of gentlemen right here. No search warrant. No search warrant. What's your name, boss?
Don't worry about my name.
Border Patrol. Border Patrol raided my house.
We didn't go inside your house.
Dude, you're on my property, boss.
We didn't go inside the house.
You're on my property. You're step.
Just came to talk.
Okay, you better get the out of my property right now. You too, boss. You too. All y'all. Y'all fist to go on Facebook. All that without a search warrant. My property. Y'all fist to get it right now. I got my lawyer. You too, boss. You flip me off. You're getting recorded right here. Look, you're being recorded. You flipping me off. You too. You being recorded right here. Flip me off again. Them let them get a search warrant.
And yes, thank you for sticking around to the commercial break. This is still the Red Pill Hardcore TV show. I'm your host V, and I still have my guest, Mitchell Nicholas Gerber. And so we are still discussing organ harvesting. And I want to, before we get into anything else, I want to kind of continue on with the international policy of this thing. The UN, as much as I don't like the UN, this imperialistic New World Order, PSYOP, it's a tool to spread oppression around the planet. And I say that because, we're not spreading democracy anywhere. We're installing dictators in countries that are giving up their resources to us, and to, well, not to us, but to the 1%, because in all actuality, the 1% owns half of the world's resources. There's too many of us. There's too many of us. Well, there's too many of us if we have to indulge in what these people have to say in support of their broken system. Yeah, there's not enough room for one of me and one of them on this planet, if that's the case. But the UN, they're not doing anything. I mean, the UN themselves are trafficking children from here to there. You've got a certain amount of children going on sex slave rings. You've got a certain amount of, because the kids are going faster than anyone, okay? Where they go to a secret government super soldier program or just chopped up for some medical experiment for some psycho in whatever New World Order country. So I think the proof is in the pudding as far as the UN policy here. That's because the stuff is still going on. I mean, what do you think about that?
I'm very disappointed in the UN because the UN actually does nothing really. I mean, after all this time, even with the investigators who have worked on exposing the forced organ harvesting in China, they've shared with me that the lady chair of the United Nations, the deputy directors, the high-ranking officials, they turn their back. Oh, this is not going on. But they know what's going on. The world leaders know what's going on. Even with the child trafficking, they all know what's going on. However, they are either aided or abetted. They're told to shut up, keep quiet. Their contracts will be cancelled by the communist regime. It sits on top of the United Nations. The communist regime, the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, runs everything in this world. Runs everything. And they are the axis of evil. I mean, all the other regimes, the North Korean, ISIS, all the dictators in this world, even the American regime that was run under Bush, especially Clinton, bowed to the communist regime. And I'm eager to see what Trump and the regime goes on. Even President Xi now has become a dictator. Apple sold the iCloud codes to communist China. So how can you have this kind of regime in power that's decimated 5,000 years of Chinese culture, wiped out between 60 and 18 million of its own people, killing hundreds of thousands, if not more, Falun Gong, spiritual practitioners, Tibetans, House Christians, Uyghur Muslims, and other people who have got healthy organs, just killing them for their organs, ripping their organs out of their bodies, selling their organs as the healthiest organs in the world. And the United Nations done nothing. It's very disappointing. It's very disheartening. Because I've been on, everybody, I've been on this mission for 17 years now. I put all my life on the line. I went to school. I mean, I have no degrees, but what I do is have a heart. That's why my name is Lionheart. Because I have a heart of gold and a ferocious character of persistence, perseverance, and resilience. And when this hit my heart, from America, I don't have to do this, man. I could go out and make a lot of money, go around the world, but I chose to give everything up and sacrifice. Why? Because to contribute to humanity and to fail to support the good and to fail to expose evil is unacceptable. And to get the word out, like coming on your show, B, it's an honor and it's a privilege. Because I can't tell you how many times I've reached out to mainstream media, even to this day, and how many people I've sent out information about, please, bring me online, give me a voice, give me a platform, give me a time slot to share about this. And many people ignore it. Many people say, okay, yeah, I would like to do it, but I'm too busy, or ignore it, or haven't got time for it. And that's why I'm grateful to people who are listening about this, because this is serious. And we having me on your show, this is serious, and this is going to soul stir people when this comes out. And shame on the United Nations, shame on the body and governing bodies in this world who've known about this for many years. The evidence is out, the books are out, everything is being confirmed. More and more evidence is coming out, more and more and more. And people choose to see no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil. And that is the biggest challenge or obstacle I face in my life.
Just to give people the option of not being ignorant to this, where are some sources of information that they can, research this at? I mean, you have evidence and these sort of things that I have obviously given you such conviction.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a very good website, or a couple of websites, with all the information concisely presented. The first one I would go to is stoporganharvesting.org. Stoporganharvesting.org. Another one that's very precise, with a lot of facts, latest news, insights, press, media, reports, very in-depth, is endtransplantabuse.org. Endtransplantabuse.org. There's another one that is even more scientific, that has been created by a board of doctors. Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting.org. DAFOH.org. DAFOH.org. Those are the three massive websites that you can go to. Another one is an American-based non-profit organization that supports stopping the persecution against the Falun Gong. And there's a lot of links there as well, what Falun Gong is, how to practice, why the persecution began, and the forced organ harvesting against it, called FOFG.org. FOFG.org. Now, I just wanted to read something from you, to you, if I may share with your listeners and your viewers. Ethan Gutmann is a nominee of the Nobel Peace Prize in 2018. He is an investigative, award-winning journalist. He was in China at that time when Falun Gong crackdown was beginning, and he saw a lot of Falun Gong practitioners being thrown into police vans and hospital vans and carted off to hospitals. So he started to investigate, and he was interviewed by the Vision Times. This was in 2015. And the reporter asked him, well, what was your reaction when you heard of the reports of organ harvesting? He responded, skeptical. I'm always skeptical when I'm on the threshold of a new investigation. The reporter asked, what changed your mind? The Kilgore and Mattis report. Now, the Kilgore and Mattis report was created by David Kilgore, the former Secretary of State to the Asian Affairs of the Canadian Parliament, and David Mattis, an investigative, a human rights lawyer in Winnipeg. And they concluded, after years of investigation, at least 30 pieces of evidence, that this organ harvesting is undeniably true. The confirmation of the allegations were true, that between 2001 and 2006, like I said before, 40 to 60,000 forced organ harvesting cases were confirmed, and now hundreds of thousands have been confirmed. So the response to the reporter, what changed your mind, of being skeptical to being confirmed. Ethan Gutmann had said the Kilgore and Mattis report. The phone calls into Chinese hospitals by Falun Gong investigators. But there is no substitute for personally cross-examining witnesses. One of my first subjects was a peasant woman, a Falun Gong practitioner, who had done serious time in a labor camp. Along with detailed accounts of torture, she briefly mentioned the physical exam. Yet under intense questioning, the exam sounded like it was administered in a hospital, turned upside down. The only possible medical rationale was to assess whether she could be exploited for her kidneys, her liver, her corneas, and perhaps her heart, the retail organs. Meanwhile, the woman was becoming increasingly annoyed with me. I mean, she had been tortured, for God's sake. Her beliefs had been jeered and mocked, her family ruined. Why was this stupid white guy so interested in blood tests? She did not recognize the physical examination as having any importance. Of course, to me, this was investigative capital.
Wow.
Yeah. So he came out, in addition, Ethan Gutmann came out with The Slaughter, the book, The Slaughter, that I really highly recommend people reading as well.
Absolutely.
The Slaughter from Ethan Gutmann.
Do you know how we can get that book? What's the name of the book again?
Slaughter, yes. SALAUGHTER, The Slaughter. Like Slaughter, but Slaughter from Ethan Gutmann. And Ethan Gutmann, he has a website as well. The book can be downloaded on Kindle or bought from Amazon.com. But the Kilgore and Mattis report, that's free of charge. They did publish into a book, the Ethan Gutmann, the Kilgore and Mattis reports, David Kilgore and David Mattis, in their book called Bloody Harvests. That can also be bought as well on Amazon. But the Kilgore and Mattis report KILGOUR, Matas, MATAS. That is a PDF released in 2006 on the allegations to confirm that the allegations were true, that the forced organ harvesting was going on against Falun Gong petitioners, particularly in China. And the Kilgore and Matas report will change your mind, will really solidify that this is actually going on. And it's in PDF form, so you can just obtain it freely on the website, on the internet.
Now, I really want to get into the psyop of this again. And I mean, the crimes are atrocious, and it's not something that can be minimalized, but there's always something that's put out there for us to fight so that something else behind the scenes can happen. Now, the only thing that comes to mind for me is that, oh, well, we do all this organ harvesting, some freedom rights group, some human rights group is going to stop us. Ooh, now this will give us the excuse to clone. And now, these governments, especially the United States, and a few other countries that I won't say right now, have cloning technology. They've been cloning. It's nothing new. Now, this is going to be something that will be pushed in the future. And there are 3D printing technologies that they are using right now to some success for creating, well, they're replicating organs. Now, the psyop behind this is the real psyop. Here's where Big Pharma and all the other evil entities, Monsanto, whoever, is going to get into more power and control. And, you know, if you've got one of these fake organs in you, you got to be hopped up on some synthetic drugs, and there's going to be experimentation on you. They're going to experiment on the population over and over again until they perfect some sort of immortality. Because this is where it's all going. The elitists don't want to be held accountable for their actions. I'm pretty sure they fear hell or some divine retribution after they die for all their tyranny and all their heinous crimes, the heresies the atrocities they've committed against their fellow countrymen, and they don't want to relinquish that power. So they want to live long. They want to live forever. So, I mean, do I spark any thoughts? I mean, what do you feel about any of that?
No, you nailed it. They have no souls. All they can look forward to are their funerals. They're empty shells. They've lost all humanity, all dignity, all goodness. You know, and what's so important for a human being to position themselves it's very important for a human being to position themselves on the right side of destiny. That's the responsibility. And regardless of whether you're Jewish or black or white or Christian, or I don't care if you're an Oompa Loompa from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, everyone bleeds the same blood, breathes the same air. Yes, the occupations are different, the skill sets are different, the way you approach life and perceive life are different. But everyone has a head and fingers and hands. Everyone has an organ, at least one kidney, liver, pancreas. We all have these organs. We all have blood vessels. We all have veins. You know what I'm saying? So it is a duty for every human being to step up and say, you know what, this cannot be denied. This cannot be ignored. And unfortunately, those, like the elites and other people in this world, if you are ignoring this or are aiding and abetting, like the Vatican, are aiding and abetting the communist regime, the Transplantation Society, aiding and abetting the communist regime, world leaders who are turning their backs, corporations, medical associations who are turning their backs and saying, you know what, we don't care, we just want the money. Extinction before loss of profit. Human extinction before loss of profit. These people, like we say, are going to get divine retribution. there is going to be serious retribution, because what comes around goes around. Karma is a bitch, a real bitch.
Yes.
So that's why I take my hat off to you, B, and your listeners and your viewers for tuning in out of your such busy schedule. I know you've been up today, you know, and I know that they're censoring us because this is such a grand issue that once this is exposed, this will really shake the world in 10 directions of how serious it is. And out of all the atrocities, I'm not trying to compare. Forgive me if I feel like if I'm offending anybody by comparing the atrocities. But when people come to learn about the forced organ harvesting and how the dignity of the spiritual movement called Falun Gong has been tarnished and ruined by such an evil, demonic, monstrous regime, everyone will not be able to help feel deeply moved and deeply supportive. And that is the goal here for me, just to raise awareness. You know, people can sign petitions, but people think, oh, what does that do? What that does is it gives an action. It's almost like signing a signature. You're signing a signature that gives and states your position, states your stance. So when you're at the websites like the forced or the stoporganharvesting.org, or you're signing a petition for the United Nations, or some petition, or in your country you see a Falun Gong booth with their yellow T-shirts, and you remember the name Falun Gong and Falun Dafa, and you're thinking, I was tuning into V and I was watching the program, and this guy Mitchell was telling me about this, and here's the booth. Let me go sign a petition, because that's stating your stance. That's stating your stance, and it might not seem much, but it is actually stating your position of support. It's an action, and actions determine your destiny. So in actuality, signing a petition, talking about this with your family, your students in a classroom, your board meetings, and say, you know what, we're doing a lot of business with Communist China, but we need to bring this up to them. If there are people that are looking at this, because there are people in all professions that are looking in and tuning into us, so basically, whoever's out there, sign a petition, bring up this information, give the websites to people, look into this more, read the books. There's awareness and discernment. Discernment is the most important. And of course, you're going to read what Chinese communist propaganda has said about Falun Gong, how this is a cult, that this doesn't happen. They're trying to cover everything up. And everything that is evil is always going to come to light. There's no doubt about that. So, again, I just appreciate that I can come on and share with you about this atrocity and all this truth that I'm speaking in the show.
Well, I want to, let's not end the show quite yet. Well, I want to ask, so organization-wise, what do you got going for you? Do you plan on making some alliances, gathering the troops, so to speak? Because there has to be something taken to the UN to let them know we're all aware, we're all awake. This has got to stop. You work for us or get disbanded, because there are several people who are not being represented by the UN. We have, Native Americans, the Standing Rock people themselves should have had, some sort of representation. Any groups that are having tragedies befall them should be represented. And this is not happening because, United Nations of America are bringing democracy, yet, we're going to where the oil is and all the resources are, and, yeah, a lot of Africa is still in civil war right now, which no soldier, American soldier or UN soldier stepped foot in, except for to take control of the resources, diamond mines or anything like that. So, I'm ranting. So, what are your plans on making this bigger? Just got to be an overwhelming support. I don't know, Greenpeace, anything like that. How do we get the access to the UN and tell them, hey, we're here?
For the last 18 years, that's the most disappointing of it is that over 18 years, we have tried so much for these governing bodies to listen and to come to the aid, and yet they have ignored. And that's why people like you, people like your listeners and your viewers, that I can catch on this specific day, out of the world, if they are tuning in at this time, because everything is arranged and I feel everything happens for a reason. You are the people that can make the difference. You are the people that can be aware. You are the people that lead the next generation of leaders. Because the people in power at the United Nations, they're awful. They speak in smoke and mirrors. They speak on one side of the fence. Yeah, we believe in this, and yeah, we believe in that, and yeah, we're helping you. But they do nothing. Now, I'm not saying everyone is like that. There are 90% of the good people in the United Nations are controlled by 10% of the bad people. So there are really good people that we've reached out to and have come to the support and come to the aid and rallied behind the dignity of Falun Gong and to stop this organ harvesting. And like the Vatican itself, not all bishops are bad, not all monks are evil. There are certain ones, the communist pope we know, and the second, the deputy pope, who has been charged with child rape, child sexual assault. The communist pope who's barred to the communist regime in China. These are demonic, evil entities. They will meet their day in court, believe me. Same as the perpetrators of the communist regime. But not every Chinese communist official is evil. Not every police officer is evil. It depends on the heart. It depends on what side they choose to stand on. And that's why with my job, to try and rally as much support around. For example, I want to get on more shows. So if there's anyone listening in on your show feed that looks at me and says, hey, I'd like to have him on my show, please contact me.
And how can my audience contact you? Let's one more time for us.
Yes. You can contact me, if you can be so kind as to post my email. I'll give you my email, but and the links as well on the website. But today, you can contact me at M for Mitch, Gerber, Gerber, at gmail.com. mgerber at gmail.com. mgerber 444 at gmail.com. Don't forget the 444. mgerber 444 at gmail.com. If you could be so kind as to put my email on your website, that would be wonderful. Under this video, so people can go look at the sites. Contact me if anyone calls into your show or says, "Hey V, I'd love to have this guy on. I want him to talk to my listeners." I'd love to. If you are a professor and you're talking about international politics or Chinese culture, and you have an auditorium of 300 people or 200 students, there's technology. I can easily come into Skype and share with you about this situation with your students. So these kind of things, with pleasure. Anything I could do to raise awareness and discernment about this is so wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for being a really wonderful, informative guest on the show. And, you can always update me on your progress, update the audience on your progress.
Absolutely. Like I said, in life, you want to stay on the right side of destiny, folks. And if I can just reach out to grab your hearts and say, listen, just for a moment, take some time out of your day, go to the websites, read the books, support the Falun Gong wherever you are, learn about what Falun Gong is. Whether you're Christian, Jewish, atheist, it doesn't matter. We're human beings, and we all bleed the same blood, breathe the same air, we have the organs. And wherever there is suffering and struggle, whether you are in Africa, in America, in China, that should be made the center of attention. And just to become aware of it, so you can discuss it over your table of with your family, or in your board meetings, or in your classes, or in your reports, or on other shows. That would be wonderful. Because like I said before, to fail to support the good, to fail to expose evil is unacceptable. So read the reports, go to stoporganharvesting.org. Check out the Falun Gong exercises. They're really beautiful. This practice is amazing. If anyone is interested in yoga and Tai Chi or martial arts or spiritual modalities or I know the corporate wellness centers, they are interested in yoga. They're becoming more inclined to yoga and meditation. Check out Falun Gong. The exercises are wonderful. They practice all over the world, free of charge. The exercises are beautiful. You can actually go to check out the website at falundafa.org. FALUNDAFA, falundafa.org. The website is there. The exercises are there. And yeah, thanks, V. I appreciate coming on your show, and I look forward to updating you in the future.
And you have also been on the Alex Jones show, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to put that link right here too, because hey, truthers got to support truthers. And yes, thank you for tuning in for this episode.
Have a seat.
You know what happened?
Hey, have a seat, bud. Have a seat. Sit. You have to sit down, man. You have to sit down. Relax.
Man, my stick.
Relax.
What are you gonna bite me for?
I didn't, man.
I'm talking to you like a person, treating you normal, man.
Relax. 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 Jason. Relax. All right. Relax. All right. Relax. All right. Relax. 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 All right, John. Relax. Give us your other arm. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop. Give us your other arm. Give us your other arm.